Good afternoon. This is a Musings Supplemental. Um, News just coming off over the wires today that Jim Harbaugh has gotten an extension through 2025. Those of you that know college football are going, huh? They're wondering why he hasn't been fired, right? So, a little bit on as to why. Very basically, is, and I'll talk a little bit about this in more detail, but it snows in Ann Arbor. It's cold. The University of Michigan is not it's not normally in the top 20 party schools. It is not it is just not a pleasant place to live by comparison for a young man who plays football by comparison to other parts of the country. So he may be that best we can get kind of guy. There's challenges. So I'm going to go into some positives. I'm going to go into some negatives. But I don't talk just about negatives. I'm like, how can we fix them? So there are challenges that, we could change these things and maybe be successful in Ann Arbor. Because when he got this extension, the Ohio State fans on Twitter were actually endorsing it. Because he hasn't beaten them yet. And that's a no-no at Michigan. So, what are the positives? Okay. He's got NFL cred. Still. He knows how to get people to the show. Up into the shield. The NFL. He was a good quarterback in the NFL. So he has contacts in the NFL. He has been there. He knows what it takes. Not every coach can offer that when he's out on the recruiting trail. And that's a really positive thing. And his knowledge of the position is fantastic. He also bleeds maize and blue. I mean, he this is where he graduated from. He played there. He loves it. He loves the school. He's literally the ambassador of the University of Michigan. So those are all very positive things. There's some oddness in this guy, though. We'll talk about that a little bit. But let's look at these challenges a little bit as to what would make this situation, like if he fixes these things, it could actually work. Big Ten plays some good football. But what the Big Ten has decided to do outside of Ohio State and Penn State, most years, those teams that are succeeding every year, they have the tendency that succeed in the bowl season. They have the tendency to have figured out a different way to play the sport than the Big Ten typically plays. The Big Ten is ground and pound. It's bruiser football. And it's got its place. You must have size, you must have strength. Got it. But it ain't going to win you anything by itself. Michigan hadn't figured that out yet. So he needs to adapt to what is nationally happening. You want to be in a national job like Michigan, and you can't play regional style. Okay? So he needs to get staff, recruiters that are exceptional staff, because he's recruiting against the SEC and the Big 12 for these guys that really want a quality of life issue. Just think about it. If you're at the level in your career, okay, where you can go anywhere you want, you're looking at the quality of life, man. I want beaches nearby, or I want the women to be beautiful in my area. I want a nice dating scene. I want to be near South Beach, whatever. At no time did any of that I just came out of my mouth said go to Ann Arbor. See, he has to come up with some additional reasons to want to be at Michigan if he wants to succeed. And if he wants to be a regional power, then great. I don't know why they're extending him. It's not really a smart thing. But you're trying to be a national power. You're going to have to take on some of what the rest of the country is doing. So that's a big thing. So you're going to have to recruit better. You're going to have elite recruiters. Okay, you're going to have to have salesmen. Okay. Operationally, you're going to have to open up the offense a little bit. You're going to have to have an offense that's skill players. Your tight ends, your running backs, your quarterbacks, your wide receivers are going to want to come to so they have a chance to get to the next level. You got that on your calling card. I was in the NFL. I was a quarterback. I'm a quarterback whisperer. I almost won a Super Bowl. But you don't run an offense that helps them to shine. Okay? You need to change that. You need to open things up. Do you have to go full on air raid? No. Just maybe not like a herd of elephants. Okay? Even Nick Saban's done that. Nick Saban has done that really, really well. He brings an offense coordinator that put wrinkles, they put professional wrinkles in, pro-style wrinkles in. He's not going to do the air raid. He doesn't do gimmicky stuff. He does pro set. So this would be good. And then predominantly, you need to start recruiting for speed. You have to have size. You have to have power. That's a prerequisite. But you should be recruiting nationally. And there are enough athletes to get a 53-man squad of men that are fast and are agile and that are quick. Not just that can bench press a Honda Civic. Okay? So you got to get the explosiveness. You got to get the team speed. That's got to be the number one thing. And it obviously is not. It has to change. And then one last piece, because he is one of the smartest men in the game, especially if you take his opinion of it. Tell you. But he is a very sharp guy. But he's a my way or the highway kind of guy. And maybe he's got to open that up a little bit. He needs a little bit diverse opinion. He needs to start bringing in other ways of running the offenses and the defenses. He's got to start getting faster. If he wants to play with the Alabamas, the Clemsons, the Texas A&Ms now, the Jimbo Fishers there, the Oklahomas, and now Texas, now that they've got Sarkisian, he's going to have to adapt, or he's going to go the way of the dinosaur. And one of the things that really stops that, when you're out there in the press embarrassing your players or your prospective players, they're in signing period, and they see you in the press acting like a bonehead. I mean, he's odd. He's an odd guy. And some geniuses are like that. But he is likability and the perception of stability are what recruiting is based on as a minimum. And then the sheet cake above that is the quality of life stuff. And part of quality of life is I can get you to the next level. You're a good talent. You're a third rounder if you go there, because you're not going to get as much playing time. You come here, you're going to shine. You're going to be in the first round. I just made you millions of dollars. And I don't say it, I do it. Did you see when I was in San Francisco? Did you see when I was a quarterback for the Colts? Did you see that? Here's some tape. But you have to be stable. Okay? He's a genius, but he's weird. He comes off strange. Keep the passion, but let go of the strange. Don't do interviews where you come off like a weird person. And it's going to help your recruiting. So all of this stuff very holistically goes into, if you're going to have the Jim Harbaugh experience at Michigan, you're going to have to make some adjustments. If you don't, the years between now and 2025 will be years of pain for the University of Michigan. Don't get me wrong, I'm a Penn State fan. I'm loving it. They could have gotten an elite coach that actually makes Michigan a really good team. That would hurt me. I'm okay with this. And I'm not rooting against Jim Harbaugh. I actually hope he wins. Jack Harbaugh is a great coach. Jim Harbaugh is a good coach. John Harbaugh is a very good coach. You know, it's a decent family there, right? So I want this to work. So hopefully he does these things, and it will. But we will see. So just my opinions today. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the notifications, and please share. And have yourself a great weekend. Peace out, me homies. See ya.